Hey fam, Speed Duel Bro here, and I'm back with another deck request. And in today's video, I'll call this deck ELECTRUM based. Let's go. For the skill card, we have Heroes Unite Fusion. And for the monster lineup, we have 2 Bubbleman, 2 Bursinatrix, 2 Avian, 2 Clayman, and 2 Sparkman. And then for the spells, we have 1 Reinforcement of the Army, 3 A Hero Lives, 3 Righteous Justice, 1 Polymerization, 1 Skyscraper 2 Hero City, and 1 Fusion Recycling Plant. And then for the traps, we have 3 Hero Signal, 3 Common Charity, 2 Justy Break, and 2 Metaverse. And then for the extra deck, we have 1 Electrum, 1 Tempest, 1 Mariner, 1 Rampart Blaster, 1 Thunder Giant, and 1 Flame Wingman. How to win / strategies. Now before we go over the game plan fam, I want us to review these 2 cards, and let's start with the skill card, Heroes Unite Fusion. It reads, activate this skill during your main phase, discard 1 card, then fusion summon 1 elemental hero fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as fusion material. If summoning an elemental hero fusion monster this way that requires 3 or more materials and you control 2 elemental hero monsters that are mentioned on it as materials, you can also use monsters in your deck as fusion material. This skill can only be used once per duel. Now I know that a lot of you probably already know what this skill does, but I just wanted to place emphasis on the second part of this skill, where if we control 2 elemental hero monsters on the field, then we can use materials from the deck, because that's where our strategy is going to be based upon, so that we'll be able to bring out elemental hero Electrum. So let's read Electrum real quick. We need Avian, Bursinatrix, Clayman, and Bubbleman. Must be fusion summoned. While face up on the field, this card is also wind, water, fire, and earth attribute. When this card is fusion summoned, shuffle all banished cards into the decks. Gains 300 attack for each monster your opponent controls with the same attribute as this card. So essentially fam, Electrum is a big old beater. And since there was a deck request for it, ask and you shall receive. Now let's move on to the strategy. Alright fam, so let's say this is the field right now. The opponent went first. They play their Death Kangaroo and they've got 2 face downs, and this is our opening hand. So we already drew for turn. So what you want to do fam is we are going to activate a Hero Lives, and then we are going to get any elemental hero monster, but just in case things don't go our way, I would definitely recommend that you get Clayman. So we bring Clayman out, and now we can normal summon the Bursinatrix in our hand. So before we go Electrum on our opponent, be sure to activate Righteous Justice. For those of you that don't know, Righteous Justice reads, destroy spell or traps on the field equal to the number of elemental hero cards you control. So we'll activate it, destroy the opponent's back row, and look what we destroyed. Spike Shield with Chain and their Nightmare Wheel, so that's gone. So now we can go Electron on them. So we'll activate our skill card, Heroes Unite Fusion. We'll discard a card. Why don't we just discard the Metaverse, because the probability of us drawing into a vanilla monster is much higher. So yeah, so proceeding on with the play, we are going to go into our deck, and now we will send Avian, and then where's Bubbleman? Oh, here's Bubbleman. The Bubbleman from our deck to the graveyard along with these 2, and now we have Electrum. So there you go fam, that's like really the base of the strategy, where we always want to have 2 elemental hero monsters on the field at all times, and then with the help of Righteous Justice we clear the opponent's back row, right? So let's get rid of the opponent's Death Kangaroo. But let's say the opponent gets rid of our Electrum that we worked so very hard for. Well, for recovery, we are going to rely on a Hero Lives, because with a Hero Lives, we can go into Bubbleman. And for those of you that don't know Bubbleman's effect, when there is nothing else on the field, you can, and this is the only card in your hand, you can special summon it. And then you can draw 2 cards. But again, you gotta have nothing else on the field. So hopefully with these 2 cards, we can make a comeback. But again, fam, it's really like all or nothing with this Electrum based deck. Card analysis. The skill card Heroes Unite Fusion. Thanks to this skill, we can easily bring out Electrum even turn 1. And then we play the lineup of elemental hero monsters, which is all standard. You've got 2 of each elemental hero. And then we threw in the Sparkman just because, so that we'll have more elemental hero fusion monsters to go into. But this time around, fam, it's these 4 that take the spotlight just because we are Electrum based. And then we play the 1 Rhoda and the 3 A Hero Lives just to help us search our heroes that much quicker. And then we play the 3 Righteous Justice. Now I really like this card in this deck because we can potentially really clear the opponent's back row. And summoning 2 elemental hero monsters with this deck is very easy. And then we play the 1 copy of Polymerization just because we want to be able to fusion summon twice, not just once, especially with E-heroes. And then we play the Fusion Recycling Plant. This is just to kind of help us recover our resources so that we can keep fusion summoning or at least have a monster or a card in our hand. And then we play the Skyscraper 2 Hero City. Now this is just to help us again recover our resources. So if any of our elemental hero monsters are destroyed by battle, we can bring it right back. And key thing to remember here though is that this does not apply to the elemental hero fusion monsters because all of them say must be fusion summoned. Now just correct me if I'm wrong on that, but if I remember correctly, I looked it up recently and yeah, that's how it goes. And then we play the 3 Hero Signal. Now the reason why I opted to play 3 Hero Signals is because this is to help ensure that we're always going to have at least 1 hero monster on the field. So a good combo would be, let's say one of the monsters is destroyed, right? So we activate Hero Signal, and then we also have Skyscraper 2 Hero City on the field. So once it's our turn again, we already have a monster due to Hero Signal, and then we bring that other monster that was destroyed by battle with Hero City. And then we can go Electrum on the opponent. And then we play the 3 Common Charity. This is just to help the deck go a little bit faster, and then fam, do not worry about banishing our normal monsters because remember, with Electrum's effect, he returns all of the cards that are banished into the deck. So we'll get those banished monsters back. And then we play the 2 Metaverse. This is just another deck thinner for us and to help us get to our field spells. And then we play the 2 Justy Break. Now this fam is just pure tech choice. Feel free to play whatever you want. I just felt that with the amount of vanilla monsters we have, we need a little bit of defense. But if you wanted to turn the deck up a notch a bit, you could play Book of Moon just so that our heavily invested Electrum might survive a little bit better thanks to the Book of Moon. But again fam, it's all up to you. And then as for the extra deck, we only have 1 Electrum because realistically that's all you need. And the rest of the E-heroes here, it's all pretty standard. And now fam, it's time for the moment of truth. Where does this deck rank on the power scale? In my humble opinion, this deck is casual. Now the reason why I say this is casual fam is because we are heavily invested in Electrum, so when we summon Electrum, we are using up our resources, right? So should the opponent get rid of our Electrum, we might be in a bad spot. But if you look at the deck closer fam, it's been made so that we can hopefully somewhat make a recovery should we lose Electrum. But here's another thing too. With the E-heroes, their greatest assets is that they've always been highly adaptable to whatever situation and they're very offensive minded. So I believe that even with this variant of E-heroes, we're going to find a way to win. And I know that some of you may be asking, Speed Duel bro, how come there's no Future Fusion in this deck? Well, the reason for that is because in my playtesting, I felt that Future Fusion was kind of slow. And not only that, there would be times wherein I would draw the other pieces of Electrum. So there you go, the strategy's shot and done with. And yes, I know that we can go into another elemental hero fusion monster, but that's not the point. The point is we're Electrum based. But yeah fam, that was my reasoning for not having Future Fusion in the final draft of this deck. So there you go fam, that's the deck. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please feel free to hit the like button because it helps me out a lot. And if you haven't already subscribed to me, your Speed Duel bro, you're more than welcome to subscribe because 2 things. 1, I always play to win, and I'll teach you how to win. And no matter what the power level of the deck is, casual, semi-competitive, or competitive, we're gonna do our best to win this thing. And 2, if you love speed duels, I'm sure you'll love me too, your speed duel bro. Once again, fam, shout out to the subscriber who sent this deck request to me. It's always a pleasure of trying to make a deck out of all of your requests. Speed duel bro at your service. But anyways, thank you for watching, fam, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.